Hey guys, I discovered a Motherlode. People are using GPT to make a tremendous amount of money very, very fast. Guys are buying domains from GoDaddy auctions for like 200 to 400 bucks. 415, I think this one costs. They build up content for about a month, wait about 2 more months for Google to really kick it in, and then they sell the website for about 10 times as much based purely on the traffic. Nothing about sales, nothing about leads. I never thought of that before. They're selling it surely on the fact that it's traffic. Okay. Now, what kind of traffic is it for? Like, who are the average guys that are coming? Take a look at this. They're ranking for 25,000 keywords, but they only have about 200 pages on the website. So each page is responsible for about 100 keywords. That's because they're building the page as well. Like 2,000, 2,500 words sometimes, where it's organized and structured smartly so that the page is fully about the topic the page is meant to cover. I'm going to show you some of that soon as we go through these tabs. I'm going to blow your mind because I blew mine. We are going to start doing things like this, and I'm going to point out how you guys can get involved in that. It's crazy because why not? If we can set up projects that do like 10 times over on the money in a few months, and I'm going to show everything I'm going to show you is what we can do already. I just never thought about doing it this way before. It's crazy. Take a look. Estimated monthly SEO clicks is like 46,695 clicks in a month, and it's up 6,855 from last month. Isn't that insane? Take a look at that. You know, the rank change, the overall rank change in the past 3 months, they went up 194,000. When you take all their subtractions of rank and all their additions of rank, right? Everything they lost and everything they gained. Looks pretty even here, but everything they lost versus everything they gained, their overall rank change, even in 1 month, 176,000 positions higher than it was the month before. Okay? So they're getting about 46,700 clicks a month, which is worth $24,500 if somebody was advertising to get in front of those people. Now, all their inbound links, they barely have any. You're going to find that these websites I'm going to show you have crappy scores. I mean, crappy. So they were bought from auctions though. The people spent like 400 bucks to buy them, built content for about 3 months, sold it off for 10 times their money back. That's what they did. Yeah, we're going to do that. And we're going to do better, and I'll explain why. But here, let's come back to now. Why would they buy a domain from auction for 400 bucks when they could just get a brand new domain for 10 bucks? 2 reasons. 3 even. 1, you found a domain in kind of the niche you're willing to go for, like tavern. Okay, that's food and entertainment working together. So as long as your content can fit there, like how many tablespoons are in a cup, perfectly valid. You can have a page that teaches that. How many slices are in a pizza? Yeah, you can create pages for that. Why would you do that? I'll show you in a minute. But once you get a bunch of pages running like that get traffic, the question is, who would want to buy it? And you would think some restaurant. And the answer is no. That's why I didn't think about it. So let me do this one step at a time. First, I'm going to do it this way. Top keywords for this site. I want to go ahead and point it out, okay? How many ounces in a cup? They get about 3,900 clicks a month out of the 160,000 clicks that happen to that keyword for how many ounces in a cup? Why would they bother with that? How many OZ in a cup? Ounces, right? What about Celsius? It turns out that they had a lot of pages about Monster energy drinks and Celsius fitness drinks and so on. How many ounces in a gallon? Ounces in a cup? Let's take a look at this. I'm just curious, right? A couple of things I want to know. There are 25,000 keywords, okay, with a total volume of like nearly 5 million searches a month just into those keywords. And they are getting 46,700 clicks out of that 4.84 million, all by their little lonesome selves, okay? And they've got SEO clicks where they're dropping 700. They're losing 700 clicks a month down to 3,900, but they're also gaining like 320, 100, 150, 240. And like I said, their overall rank position gains is up a ton. And so they are gaining more than they're losing by a long shot, right? And that's why their clicks are already up to this. Last month it was less than 40,000. Now it's approaching 47,000 this month, okay? Now, let's take a look at the keyword difficulty. Scale of 1 to 100, right? 16, 18, okay? And they were on the front page for those. Here's one for 56. They're on the front page for that too. Well, second page, okay? They're not getting, they're getting about 1,000 clicks off of it. And it's how much of the Celsius are you allowed to drink in a day, basically. Isn't that insane? Most of their keywords are like 15, 16, 21, 14, 21, 22, 18. Another one here for 55 dealing with Celsius misspelled. Then right back, 14, 18, 14, 14, 16, whatever. Tiny low keyword difficulty, but the volume, oh my God. It may be a keyword difficulty of 16 because no one thinks to monetize on how many ounces in a cup. But look, 159,000 searches a month, okay? They alone are getting like 3,900 clicks onto that page right there. This one right here, every month. Well, it's up to that now or down to that. I don't know. It's going to go up and down, fluctuate. But anyway, like I said, overall they're up. But if you keep going through it all, you're thinking, why would you show up for how many ounces in a gallon? What are you selling? Right? How many ounces in a cup? How many ounces? How many fluid ounces? What does beer taste like? They're number one. What does beer taste like? I've got to see this, right? Let's just do that search right now live. All right. There it is. oxbowtavern.com. What does beer taste like? And it's showing up right here out of 175 million results. And they put this up April 19th. Or at least Google saw it on April 19th. It's just over a month old. It's like 5 weeks old. Yeah, like 5 weeks old. Okay? Why do they have those pages up there? Because they're low keyword difficulty, high volume, and they can put all their little ads up here. See this pop-up down here? This is an ad. It's an ad. Look at that. It's an ad. I can drop it. There's some other ads in here. Oh, by the way, I want to point this out because you're gonna crack up when you see it. They got some related links for some of their other pages. Piece of cake, we can do that too. Contents. What is beer? What does beer taste like? They got bittersweet, sour, fruity, acidic, hoppy, chocolate, blah, 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 blah. Then key beer flavor descriptions, different types, and so on. What happens if you click any of these? Takes you down the page to that section. How does it look? It starts at the top with what is beer? Then goes on, right? What is beer? Some nice image, piece of cake. Probably imported the image from somewhere because it matches the phrase, what is beer? We can do that. We can auto-generate, we can auto-import related images to the pages, okay? And then it gives an answer. Beer is a type of beverage, da-da-da. There are many types and styles of beer. Oh, it's a short answer. You see that? This is like GPT 3.5 short answer. Okay, then what? What does beer taste like? Short answer. Bitter, this. Sweet, that. Sour, that. Fruity, that. Acidic, that. See that? Small, simple answers. Key beer flavor descriptions. Well-known fact that beers come in a wide variety of flavors. Blah, 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 blah. Ooh, yeah, I mean, it's like they started writing the page from scratch here, but they're continuing it. And they get your flavor, description, and food pairings. Nice little chart, right? Simple enough to create things like this if we really wanted. Even this looks like it's supposed to be a list item. There's pizza, and then root vegetables is right next to it, right? Cured meat, seared pork, and blue cheese. Okay? Different types of beers and their taste. In most cases, type of beer flavor. Simple little table. We can create tables. It's not hard. What affects the taste of beer? This, that, and the other. An ad. Big ad sticking out of the middle of the page, right? Then the taste, and does beer taste good? Da, 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 da. Then another ad, right? So they created this whole website and plugged in Google AdSense. Now, how in the world does somebody make money on ads that pop up on the page if it's about stuff like what does beer taste like, unless you're going to buy beer? And the answer is, let's remember, there are a couple of ways AdSense works. One is they throw ads in to the page that have to do with the page. But that's if they don't know who you are. Once they know who you are, they advertise in a personalized way to you personally, because you personally are on that page. See this? 5 days to build and launch your first funnel for free. Do you think everyone's seeing this ad, or is it just me? It's just me. You know why? I've been going just simply through a lot of website stuff lately and seeing some of the YouTube videos of guys I like and guys that are mainstream to see what some of the latest stuff is. Google knows that because I'm signed in. I'm in my profile up here. Okay? And so this is for me. Anyone else will see something for them. So I have a greater chance of clicking on this because it's for me. It's something I was interested in recently, or it's something that's related to something I've been interested in recently. But for you, it'll be something else. Now, I also got a kid who just graduated high school. And so Bellevue College is right around the corner. Okay? And they're probably pitching him at me either because my son would also be using the computer under my name, okay, and he has his own stuff he does, or it's being intentionally pitched at the parents of kids who just graduated. HR compliance training. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this is. I don't know where it came from, but okay. Human resources compliance training. Yeah, business stuff. You know, I've got guys working for me, and so it probably thinks I have employees here, you know. There you go, though. I mean, look at this. Add up to 20% revenue by scaling your retargeting campaigns using first-party data. That's an ad for me, personally, right? Unsold SUVs being given away. You know why? I looked at one guy's other website where he created a website about used SUVs, new SUVs, SUVs for heavy people, you know, so that people who are, because he looked up the keyword searches and said these are the right things to create. And so because I checked that guy's site out, it's retargeting me. Now that means if there are 20,000 people a month landing on this page, or 10, I don't know, 5,000 people a month landing on the page, the ads being shown are 5,000 different ads for those people. They're the different ads that pertain to those people, which really increase the chance of somebody clicking something, right? Now, is that our interest per se? Not necessarily. Again, why did those guys build this up? Did they do it for the AdSense revenue? Maybe, but they did sell it 3 months later for 10 times over on the money. I'd say if you can make something like this grow and you just can make 10 times over on your money in 3 months, it's kind of hard to say no to that. Wouldn't you agree? Now, it might have been more like 9 or 8 times over on their money if you add in the extra costs of whatever they did to get the images in there and however hard they had to work to get the contents in. But in our case, this is so automated, it's not funny. All right, so let me continue real quick. I want to make some points. When I was looking at this guy's stuff, I want to go back. I looked at his competitors, okay? Oxbow Tavern has some competitors. There's Molly's MountainView.com. There's BacoCharleston.com. There's BambooWalkManville.com. HannahWaterby.com. Silk Road TroyHona.com and SilverKingBrewing.com. You know, there's some others, but this is how their keywords are split across them. These are huge. These sites are huge, okay? So I started to think, what if they are in the habit now, because why not? Build the website up, flip it, take the monies, get a bunch more domains, build them up, flip them, take the monies, get a bunch of more domains, build them up, flip them. What if you could 10 times over your money, or even 8 times over on your money through a few cycles real fast while GPT is so incredibly hot, and now's the time to do it? Okay? I think it's an amazing concept because it's not funny. Let's say we started with something like $4.15 is what they spend, plus let's say it costs us, I don't know, $200 of extra expenses to get the whole thing going. So we spent like $615 on the website. Now with $615 spent on the website, let's say we made 8 times over in 3 months. It's almost 5,000. It's 4,920. And then say we did that again over the next 3 months. That's 39,360 in half a year. 39,360 divided by 615. 64 times over on your money in 6 or 7 months, maybe. Are you following me? This is not funny. Now let me go further. What are the chances you think that some of these websites are following along with this guy, or maybe even belong to that guy? Molly's here has really gone wild and started earlier, December, okay? All the way up, and then kind of capped right after about 1, 2, 3 months. What if the same guys happen to own Molly's? As a matter of fact, let me take a look at Molly's site. Okay, a bunch of recent posts. We have that already built into our system. This already built in. Contents, we can build this real quick. Take a look at this. This is like 28 pieces that they wrote about on the page that are all about the content that's going down this page. Recognize this contents box? That's the same one from back here on Oxbow Tavern. Contents, hide with all the contents here. And then it just starts in, right? Whoa, it's the same thing. And sure enough, that's exactly what it is. Short GPT 3.5 style answers to each section, each subtitle that relates. Somebody said, create a comprehensive breakdown of the entire topic, this one here, because they started with a keyword. They said, this keyword gets a lot of volume and it has very little difficulty. Let's make a page for it. And then let's stick things in there. Now, I don't know why it's showing me this ad with chat freely with us. Maybe it thinks I'm divorced, but I'm not. I will say that, the age range is about right. So it makes sense. Look at this, though. If we just keep going on down, okay? Then this is how big a page you can have about how many slices there are in a 14-inch pizza. If you want to become the dominant word on the topic, you write more than everyone else on the topic. You cover the topic better than everyone else, right? And then what do? You anchor it down with somebody's bio. See this Bobby Kelly here? He's a bartender, okay, at Molly McGee's. Okay, an Irish pub in Mountain View. He's been working there a couple of years, developed a following among the regulars. He's known for his friendly demeanor, great drink specials, loves interacting with customers, making fun of them. He's not home, blah, blah, blah. And this might go, this goes straight through to the author, Bobby Kelly. And from the author, probably he's got links that like leave and go to his website or to who knows where, his blog, or all this stuff was written by Bobby Kelly, I see. So now we know that Bobby Kelly writes about this stuff. Bobby Kelly really has a lot of experience in this stuff, So we justified the truth of the website, even if Bobby Kelly never heard of any of this stuff. He may never have written any of this. He may know nothing about it. But do you know what? If people are showing him a lot of respect and pretending that he wrote this stuff, and he reads it and he's like, I could have written that, then I'll tell you what, it's flattering. The guy would be happy. I mean, it makes him look good. Now, he's probably in on it, but I'm just saying. This is really something else, right? So if you look, how many slices on a 14-inch pizza? Yeah, there's the standard answer. You go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're number 12 and 13. But they just created this page on March 5th. The real page, the one that we were after, how many slices? May 21st. It is May 31st. This page brought that one up with it most likely because they're related. And they came up here about this thing. You know what's going to be really funny? This is one of the other competitors we're going to be looking at. There's another one. Funny how the topics are similar, right? See that? Do you know why? Oh my God. And they're all different sayings, okay? But they use the phrase, the exact phrase, but then they say something else. Did you notice? Just want to make this clear because we can do this too. We've been talking about this. How many slices in a 14-inch pizza? How many slices in a 14-inch pizza? It's word for word. Pipe completed answer. How many slices are in a 4-inch pizza? Although Google will drop the R. It's one of the words it doesn't see as important in this. And then all about pizzas. How many slices in a 14? How many slices are in a how to make it? Right? Reality check. Oh, Hannah Waterbury. That's another one. How many slices are in a 14-inch pizza? Quick answer. Isn't that just weird? Okay. And these are pages that are like 2,500 words. Okay. So they are written solidly about the topic, right? Not too many people have written this well about that topic. But that's what GPT does for us. Look at these guys. 62,000 words, climbing steady. They've been doing that since December. So they may not have flipped this one. They might still be hanging on to it. Or now that's leveling off, they're making a choice whether they're going to double down or sell it where it's at. What do you want to bet? God, look at these guys. Took off like mad. Okay? 57,800 keywords. What are we seeing? These sites over and over again. They're not even beautiful. Look at this. How to dehydrate strawberries. Okay? And guess what? Same thing with the contents. They got some banner slider function here. It's not even all that great. Look at that. Those are missing images, right? Where the arrows should go. Or the before and after arrows. But they got a couple of images up there with some effect. Make some cool points. And then what? They go right into the topic. Contents. Go straight through it. Can you believe it? How to dehydrate strawberries, step-by-step guide. And it's this long. Again, it's like 38 pieces to this puzzle. And then they just go through it, right? Import images. You can import the images automatically into the pages if you build your coding to do it. We haven't yet, but we could. I already know what the pieces are to make that happen. Look at this. And it's just fully about the topic. And it's very, very simple. Simple question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Just step by step by step by step. In order, it's organized. Now we've got somebody else. Harmony here is in charge of this website. Harmony may or may not be a real person, but I'll bet you that if we click this thing, who knows where it's going to go. Oh, this goes to an ad somewhere. Okay, that goes to an ad. But that's what I mean. The format's basically the same idea, right? There you go. I figured that would be there. It's an ad overlay on top of this person's bio, right? But I wouldn't doubt if Harmony, first of all, wrote this topic, say, right? Wherever it's going to show it. Oh, it's not going to show it. Okay. Anyway. That's insane, right? God. I mean, they're all targeting the same keywords, so they're really picking up house on this, right? Each of those websites are working next to each other on those same keywords that have like no value. Straight up, okay? Now, I'm just going to go through this real quick. This is crazy. I did look it up, okay? So I'm going to go through these pages. They have trouble loading sometimes. I looked them all up. The IP address for every one of those guys, okay? Yeah, they're going to have some trouble loading. But what I found was many of them are on the exact same servers, the exact same locations. Not all. Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep these pages up. Like there's WPX.net, right? M14 on Steadfast. And if I go to the next guy over, the next website over, okay, that's an A2 hosting. I know I've got a number of the WIX or WPX, whatever it was, and the A2 hosting. I found a bunch of those. So most of those websites are in two places. They're like on two servers. One in Michigan, one in Indiana, somewhere else. Many of them, yeah, like this A2 hosting for the next guy, okay? They are the same people doing this with all those websites. They are. And they are killing it. You know why? They're targeting keywords with low difficulty and high volume that have no transactional value whatsoever so that they can drive up traffic. And they put the AdSense streams, they'll get whatever they get off of it, but it's mostly there for show. Because as soon as they get the traffic high enough, you know what they're going to want to do with all those sites? Flip them. They're going to say, why wait for all the AdSense stream for the next long time if I can just go ahead and flip it now, buy some more domains, rinse, wash, rinse, repeat the same process again and again and again and again. They're doing that. Isn't that insane? You know how far you can go with that? Let's take a look at the most incredible part. Again, they bought the domain names because of three reasons. One, they have something to do with food. Oxbow Tavern is about food. What's this one? Molly's Mountain View is about food. It was a restaurant. Baco Charleston is about food. Bamboo Walk Manville is about food. Hannah Water Brewery is about food. Yeah, Top Restaurant Dining Guide and stuff like that, right? So there you go. They bought these domains because they already have backlinks from places. That means that they didn't need to go get them. Okay? By the way, it's a myth that the domain rank of each of the backlinks, the higher the better. That is only if you're on the right page for that. Here, and not just that, but the question is, how many places does that website link out to? It's better to get a backlink on a DR20 page that has like 3 links going out, you're one of them, than it is to get a backlink on a domain rank of 90 that has like 10,000 links going out all over the place, pointing at everybody. Okay? You'll get more juice from the first case than the second. Look at the ratings. 2.3 on a scale from 1 to 100. I mean, this is a joke. Domain rating of 19 is a breeze. You can accomplish that in 3 or 4 weeks with a brand new website. They got 100 websites linking to them. 66% are do follow, okay, of the websites. On those 105 websites altogether, it's 297 links. By the way, I looked it up. Once you have one link from one website going to you, then unless it's about the traffic itself coming from other pages, which usually doesn't happen, then it doesn't matter if you've got more backlinks on the same domains going to you. Yeah, so it used to not be true, but I've literally read up on it now. Google's rules for 2023, that's true. So the only reason you would care to have a second backlink on the same domain is if that second, like maybe you got the backlink on the home page, but it's kind of out of the way and nobody sees it, but it's still the home page. It's like one of the most powerful pages on the site. That's valuable. But if you got a backlink on some page over there on the site that's sort of deeper, but people are sending traffic to it, it actually gets good traffic and you're seeing a lot and humans come to you, that's why you would want the backlink on there too. Most of the time it never happens. If you go to Yelp and you look at the directory listing of 50 people in the area, most of those guys barely ever get clicked on ever. Okay, so it's not like humans usually go there and click on links. And that doesn't usually happen. The only people who usually go and click on the links are the workers who are building up those profiles. Domain rating of 15. It's got more linking websites and so on. And what do we see about Molly's Mountain View? We saw that Molly, there it is, has the most organic keywords in play. Now, have I done this yet? Have I shown you what this is worth? Maybe I haven't. This is $84,300 worth of traffic a month. $84,300, and by the way, that's adjusted. That assumes the guys at the top of the pay-per-click ads are paying the most, guys below them are paying less, and then you're down here in the organic. So they keep assuming, what if it was less cost to you because you're further down the page? And then they say, well, if you're here, this is what it would be that you would have to pay to be here if you were paying for ads. Okay? And so then they actually do the math across all of your keywords and all of your positions, whether you're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is the math that leads to this right here. It is 150,000 monthly clicks, $84,000 worth of advertising. Okay? Now, let me come back. I want to 2.3. 44 websites for Hannah Water Brewery. Who ever heard of a domain rating of 2.3 or 1.1 for Bamboo Walk Manville with 103 websites linking, but 1.1 for a domain rating? And yet this guy, wherever he is, Hannah Water, yeah, he's climbing, man. 28,800 clicks a month, right? Because he built good quality pages that are talking fully about the topic in a great way. Google is doing that now. They're ranking web pages, not websites. The pages that stand out as being the best for the purpose. And if you have multi-sections that are covered in that, somebody does a search for something in like the first half of those sections, then you tend to show up at the top anyway, because Google will point out the main topic, and then separately the link below it will be their particular query, okay, so that they can see the relationship, okay, and they can decide to start at the top or start in the middle. Makes sense? Absolutely insane. All right, can we do this with totally other things? Yeah. What if you went after airsoft? Check this out. Well, I set it for a volume of at least 10 a month. One guy every 3 days doing a search on the keyword. And a keyword difficulty that goes no higher than their keyword difficulties, typically went 25. So I'm not even including bigger ones. We've got a total volume of 1.36 million across 8,230 keywords. For airsoft, the sport, right? Look at this. Keyword difficulty of 7 with 65,400 searches is airsoft fields near me. Now, personally, I'm not sure what I would do to build that page out, but airsoft guns. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Let me go back. Airsoft guns. 54,700 searches. And you know what's funny? We can look up airsoft guns and we can make a comprehensive page about it. And it will attract people, and it's 54,700. They're like paintball, right? Airsoft guns. Airsoft GI, I don't know what it is. Let's look it up and build a page about it. 17,700 people searching for it, and it's got low keyword density. Or, I'm sorry, difficulty. What else? Airsoft gun. It just goes on and on and on. Okay? That's insane. What if you want to try something else for your thing? Landscaping. How about landscaping? At least 10 searches a month, keyword difficulty from 0 to 65 or 0 to 25, same thing. 2.4 million searches. Now, if I want to get rid of anything that's in my way, I'm going to get rid of near me, so I don't see them. Okay, we still got 2 million searches a month with all of those gone. We can make a page about that, and about that, and about that, and about that. And about that, and about that, and about that, and about that, and about that. We can make the pages. And they have low keyword difficulty. Okay? Gosh, residential landscaping services. We can make a page about that. 1,800 searches a month. Okay? landscaping stones, landscaping rake, all that kind of thing. We can do this for anything we want. You know what else is cool? Remember when I pulled out about the links, getting the links and making sure that it's like do follow or no follow and stuff? I mean, we even went that far. Look at this, add attributes. Say we've already got all the websites out there, we produced all the links on them. Because you know what else we can do? We can backlink. Now, we're probably not going to backlink straight across these sites because we're growing them really fast, but we can have websites down here backlink these sites, okay? If we want. But what's my point? Take a look. Image tag, we can select the attribute, Alt. I can put in the values to go through and then the domains and hit go. And it will literally work through the keyword elements that I want to add through those alt tags through those domains. It'll go through all the images and update the alt codes. And this could be a long list of relevant points. What else can we do? How about anchor texts in the links? We can use the rel tag. We can decide if it's saying no follow, if it's saying follow, if we wanted to say follow more often, okay? Because it's going to pick randomly. If we want sponsored links, because there is such a thing, if we want user-generated content, and then we paste in our list of domains and hit go. And it's going to create those rel tags, those rel equal no follow, rel equal follow tags, according to our structure here, just randomly, but therefore it'll weight it the way we want it weighted, okay? And it'll do it through all the links on those domains. Isn't that insane? We have everything covered in this entire equation to be able to create those kinds of websites. Blogs, we can produce blogs and decide how many per row, and then how many going down before you have a page 2 to the next page of blogs. And we can decide all of that kind of thing, and so we can line those topics up as well. But we can also create the pages with the subsections. You know how we were always showing you how you can generate a page, an article, and it would ask like how many subtitles do you want? Well, we can put 40, and then it can go, okay, and it can create them. We can be very specific with our queries. Generate an extremely comprehensive SEO organized version of this page in a conversational tone that uses headers and subheaders and bullet points where applicable, and break down this entire topic into bite-sized pieces for people. We can do it. The difference between us and these guys, I think these guys are doing it by hand. Because if you look up like how many pages they have, the biggest one was this Molly's, right? She's the one with by far the most stuff going on her site. You got like 500 pages there, okay? The other guys, like Oxbow Tavern, how many has he got? Only 159, 160. Anyway, if you focus, you can do like 30 pages a day. 30 pages a day. Say you do that 30 pages a day for a week is 150 pages. This is a week's worth of work if you're doing it manually. Of course, we're doing it automatically. So we can generate multiple websites that all grow at the same time. All of these websites that act like they're competitors to each other, we can make them the same way, do them better and faster than these guys can, for all of this kind of reaction. Final point. Here we've been doing what so far? Accident attorney sites, alcohol, drug, makes sense, and we can still play with that all we want. But if I'm going to make sure you guys get 10 times your payouts within a year, because I really want that, I want guys who want to come in at this level, and let's build these gigantic masterpieces. And when we do, these can be flipped. How do you flip them, by the way, for traffic? You just show the traffic. You don't even need to show the stats because people can look the stats up, just like I looked this up. You know how you sell these things? You go to flippa.com. You go to domain auctions, GoDaddy auctions, and you list the domains you want to sell. And you just make notes. Comes with the website, whatever. okay? That much traffic per month. You just fill in a couple of points, okay? So when do you decide to sell it? Here? Too soon, right? Why not wait a little? Why not wait a little? Why not wait a little? Okay, it's starting to flatten. Maybe right in here is when we decide if we're going to try to do a lot more work, or if we just say this is we're selling at this level. And depending on the amount of volume, depending on what that translates into is, you know, for like the typical monthly, this is going to give a strong indication of how much somebody's going to be willing to buy it for. And here's the other thing I wanted to say. Why would these websites only sell for like $5,000 or $6,000, the domain names, right, if they're going to flip them? Well, first of all, maybe they did a two-part deal. They said you're paying this much for the domain name, like $5,000, but you're paying $25,000 for the website too, if you want it. So it's a combined deal of $30,000 if you want them both, which somebody better get if they're going to get it, because so much of the power of that domain is in the website that's attached to it, right? If you take that whole website away, all you have is the domain with its old-time backlinks from way back when. It's not even worth as much as when the guy bought it in the first place to build the website up on it. Okay? So yeah, somebody should buy the two together, because this is what they're after. 101,000 monthly clicks. Okay? So you might think, but why can't you sell for a lot more than that? Why can't you sell for more than 32,900? Well, because AdSense streams aren't very profitable by themselves. They can be, but not really. I mean, usually those things that are showing up in front of your face like this, and this, you might need 1,000 people coming to the page before one of them clicks this or this, okay? So you need like 1,000 people just to get one click. And then if these guys are paying like $2, I did look it up. Google pays about 68% of the ad revenue, the general revenue. So you'd get like $1, 68% of $2, right? So $1.36 if somebody clicks it. So you need like 1,000 people to land on the page to make $1.36. Okay, this might be more. You might make like $2 or $2.25 on this. Okay. What if you were buying this website for yourself, though? What if you put AdSense on if you're advertising, but you only allow yourself to be the advertiser on the website? I don't know if you knew you could do that, but you can. You can tell Google, hey, I want AdSense, but I only want my AdSense snippets and strips and all the boards I create to show up on the website. Google will say, okay. Okay. So if you have something that is applicable to pretty much everyone or to a wide market, you know, like a lot of the people that visit these sites are interested in food. They're foodies. There's so many things that you could sell through ads, right? Wooden spoons. You could sell different kinds of mixers and choppers and who knows what. Sleek knife sets. I mean, there's so many things you could sell that have to do with foodie stuff if you were relating, if that was the idea, like you were somebody who wanted to buy this, so that you could put your own advertisements into it. Does it have to be through Google AdSense? No, it's just efficient. They have this really cool way of putting the coding in. Somebody puts in one snippet of code from Google into the page, and Google moves all the sections of the page around to fit this in up here and that in down there. Nobody coded that except for it was in Google's coding to shove the page apart and slip that ad in. No one had to create the whole. Okay? We just would have to tell Google how many ads we're allowing on the page. Google give a range from 1 to 20 per page, something like that. Okay? But then again, a lot of the ads are good. If you were advertising your own thing because it's a pretty popular thing. We showed the guy with the gun magnets for sale, right? Where you can mount the magnet next to your bed, under the car dash, next to the shop register, at the store. Okay? A lot of people like guns. And that's unfortunate sometimes, but also for protection, for safety, just for normal reasons that you would need or want a gun nearby. Then there you go. My point is, 60% of the people who visit any kind of a foodie website probably like scones. Maybe 40, maybe 60, but a huge number out of 101,000 visitors a month. So all I mean is, whatever you're selling, if it's sort of universally applicable, or if you have a partner and you can put them in here and split the monies with them, or what? That's if you were the end buyer. What I'm saying is the end buyer will see themselves in this. When they go to the GoDaddy auctions or they go to Flippa and they want to buy a website, they're looking in a niche that makes sense for them, and they're going to look at the website and see if that makes sense for them. They're going to look at the volume and see if that makes sense for them, and they're going to buy it. So you know what the mistake was that we've been making all the time? If we want to make 10 times over on our money in 3 months, we aren't trying to make the website for a purpose and sell it to those guys. We can make the website for anything generic. How many slices are there in a pizza? How many ounces are there in a cup? Okay? And when you do that with one website, you can do it with another one, another one, another one, another one. I've been saying that in my videos. Now you see it. So if you were thinking, yeah, you're telling me that I can go back and forth on the swing and I can leap off and land in the sand on my feet and I'll be okay, but I don't want to do it unless I see someone else do it first. Well, I'm telling you, I just showed you that other guys are cleaning our clocks, even though we have better, faster software and we can make more money for them than them, because we can produce the pages faster and better than they can produce their pages. So what I want to say is this. I'm going to put it this way. I want to figure out where we're stepping in with this, and I'm looking for people. I'm not even looking for people who necessarily pay. I want you to let me know if you want to come in on this thing. I'm looking for about 4 guys who can come in at this level, okay? And what we're going to do is a modified idea from this. It's going to be a little different. It won't be creating a bunch of new domains. We're going to go look for a handful of good domains and auctions and get those. And we're going to set them up, not with a small number of pages each, a sensible number. No, we're going to go big on the pages each. And we're going to do several at once. Why? Because then they can go on sale, on auction. I want some of that. Okay, you want some of that. So whoever's stepping in, that pie gets split. It's 50-50. What it means for me, my end of it, there's 2 things that I can do that are valuable, and for you it means something huge too. For me, it means I can start taking care of the guys who've been buying into these positions, the other ones, accident attorneys, alcohol, drug, different things have been coming up, which is great because you guys want that. And then with that kind of money, what can you do? Whip around and hop into this kind of a thing if I have an opening. But do you know what? I want 4 guys, and I might just go with 4 guys if you guys keep rolling back in, because here's what we're going to do. We're not going to stop with one run. You can make easily 5 times over on your money very quickly, like 3 months, and then we can do it again. Then we can do it again. Okay? So the point is, these websites will sell for a lot. Have you ever seen where you sell websites? Websites are selling for $300,000 and up. Websites are selling for lots. If you look up the stats, I should do a whole video on the stats of website sales. But you don't need to create sales. You need to create traffic. And that was the point I wanted to make. What's the difference between selling something like this? It got 84,000 a month in SEO clicks, but you're only going to be able to sell it for like 50,000 once. It's not because the other guy doesn't have more money. It's because that's all it's worth if the traffic is all over the place. They're not the same kind of people. That could be it. Now, you could hold out for more because, again, like I said, half of the people go to the website like guns. Half of the people like landscaping. I mean, you could be a nationwide franchisee for landscaping, and you would want a site like this because you can have your own landscaping ads all over it for all of your franchisees who are paying you to advertise for them, which you're doing through this site. That would be the reason you'd be the end buyer, right? You'd buy it from us for that reason, okay? But what if we go for specific things anyway, that target a niche. That's what I wanted to say. And where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. That target a niche. Airsoft. If we just start creating massive sites that cover airsoft terms, we know something. All the people coming to the website are airsoft types. So whoever wants to buy this would need to be paying, let me do this right. Need to be paying, just depends on the traffic amount, okay? Say it's $38,500 worth of SEO. An airsoft guy who wants to get this, right? He knows what he can sell through the ads. He's going to pay a multiple of this thing several times over in order to get it right now, okay? 10 times this 38,000, say, because we got the traffic up this high, means he owes 10 times over that right now. Could be $385,000 we're splitting on the sale of that one domain. One domain. Okay? I want 4 guys coming in. Okay? We get our end, you get yours, but the point is we're going to do several of these at the exact same time. Okay? And when we get these things flipped, about 3 months after we build them out, because it'll take me like 2 weeks. Okay, it'll take me like a week to find the right domain names, the ones that are not overly spammed or anything. I've got to look at the research for that. And then it'll take about 2 weeks to modify the tools that we have. Well, about a week to modify the tools that we have to produce content the way I'm showing it to you now, complete with the content boxes that you can hide and stuff. I mean, that's how it'll generate it at the end. All the stuff is created, and at the same time, there's the box that links to all those sections, which is great for SEO, so that Google can send 2 exact links all the way down. It can link to any of those links that go to any of those parts. It's anchor links in the page. But what else? It'll take about a week or 2 to generate, well, hundreds of pages times hundreds of sites. Well, hundreds of pages times however many sites we do this with. It won't be hundreds, because these domains are costing like, I don't know, $300-500 each, $400 each, $250 each, something like that. But we're gonna have a bunch of them, and when we sell, I mean, it's completely transparent. Everyone gets their cut, okay? Because it's a joint project. I want you guys coming in on a joint project. Okay, so if you want to do this, this is insane. This is an easy way to make like 5 times over on your money in 3 months without doing anything. Just let me push it. Let me get these done. Let me hand them out. And it's just going to be a handful of domains. So you're going to watch the curves rise just like this. You're going to see this going on and on. Okay, and I want this to hit quick and hard, because as soon as we decide now's the time to sell on each of those websites' case, because the curve starts to level off, that's when we're going to decide to do it. Guess what we'll do? Turn around and get the next stack. So the 4 guys who come in on this are going to be the first guys up for choosing whether to hop in on the next round. Do you know how cool that can be for you? Let's think about it. If it's 15K and you make like 5 times over in 3 months, you're up to 75K. Then you make like 5 times over again. If you put all the money in, you've got 375K in half a year. Will we do a 3rd round? I imagine so. I sure plan to. And you 4 guys who are coming in on this, you guys are going to be the guys who are going to be the first picks for that. All the rest of you who bought earlier, first, let me apologize and say I'm sorry. I didn't know anything about this stuff until yesterday. It was yesterday that I began the research that led me through and trained me on all the stuff I'm showing you today. I only found out. Second, the reason that you care that we do this, and you guys can come in if you want. Okay, I can even do it this way. I can do a break of $5,000 a month, 3 months in a row. Whoever can do that is in, as long as you commit to the 3 payments so that we can pound it, okay? You don't want to lose your spot there. Once we get it going, you want to be in. But what's my point to that? All the money you put in so far towards the nationwide pool and everything for all the industries, as cool as that is, I found out from reading up on the Google form that I actually have to mention the lawyers and their accolades and everything in order to legitimize a legal website, legal stack of websites. So I got to move you guys into something that's not about lawyers, or I have to find a bunch of lawyers and get them to let us promote them. Now, which do you think is easier? Because I was contemplating that, but there are other industries where it's not so important. If we went with house painting, carpet cleaning, locksmiths, roofers, whatever it is that we're going with, then we can borrow from anyone in the areas and reference them. And that's good because we can also send leads their way. We can make it work for them. But what don't they want? Or what don't I want? I don't want to do that with lawyers. I don't want to start talking about lawyers. I don't want to create fake lawyers and claim that they're real. And I don't want to, because you can take GPT and say, give me profiles of lawyers. Tell me where they're from, how old they are, what they specialize in, what their degrees are, their accolades and stuff. It'll create the profiles. But I don't want to do that with lawyers. I think that's scary, risky stuff. And on the other hand, we can try to ask the lead networks, hey, tell us who you sell all the leads to so that we can start writing about those guys. Two problems there. One, the lead networks don't want to tell us that. And two, we have to get the, approval of the lawyers, right? Because we're representing legal advice. That is freaky. So, yeah, I don't want to do that. So anyway, there are a few things happening all at the same time. This is one of those things. Okay, I've got a few things going on. This is one of them. It's huge. I've got a couple other things I got to put out. So you understand this now really, really clearly. And yes, it's aimed to benefit all the rest of you guys. Now, you guys who've been in the system with accident attorneys and alcohol and drug, I've got some other things to describe that's coming up. And so I'm going to break that down in the next couple of videos as well. One thing I want to point out, the locksmiths are back. They're in with a big test, but the test is going to run smoothly, especially with everything we know. They want to keep pounding in for me to build lots of websites for them in lots of industries. They're going to hand us the domain names. They're aged and they have backlinks, which means we don't have to buy them. Okay? They're paying for the hosting, the cPanels and everything in order for us to build this stuff up. Then they recover the upfront money, but then commissions come in. And with the commissions, I'm able to make splits. So for you guys who are also in, that's another thing that's going to be used to help get that cash flow coming your way. Okay? Having said that still takes some time. It's going to take a couple of months or so to rank those websites out because there's specific terms. We're not doing this whole big thing here. We're just going very specifically at the keyword terms in each location for each locksmith and building it up with profiles. But those of you who want to come in on this flip, this is insane. Okay? And there's a third program I got to talk about. It's bigger. So I'll break that down next. I'll break both those other things down next. Okay, I'm going to break this off here. But yeah, give me a call. Let me know if you're in. Because you don't even need to pay. I just need to see if 4 of you guys are coming in. And if 4 of you guys want to come in, whether it's 15K down or 5K a month, I don't care. I'm not trying to get interest. I'm just trying to build as fast as you guys can pay because I saw case after case after case after case. And I realized that these guys are insane. They're even labeled medium, means it ranks for more than 1,000 keywords, but fewer than 30,000. That's medium? Where have we been? What have we been doing? This is large. It ranks for more than 30,000 keywords. Ranks for 102. Isn't that insane? 150,000 clicks a month. Build it, upsell it. So I'll tell you what's different. We don't need to get commissions from small sales. We don't need to get commissions from intermittent sales. We don't even have to try to make our website compete in the arena. We don't need anyone's permission. We can create web pages about any topic out there, general purpose, so it doesn't need to be your money or your life type stuff in Google's eyes. Google cares if we give legal advice, but we're not represented by a lawyer. Google cares if we give medical advice, but we're not represented by a doctor. Google cares if we give financial planning advice, but we're not financial planners, or tax advice, but we're not tax advisors. Those are big deals. But how many ounces are in a cup? How many slices are in a pizza? We can do that. And no one's competing for those keywords. They are open. And people buy websites simply because they get a lot of clicks. Even if they have nothing in common, all those people. But they'll pay more if they have something in common. So when we go, we're going to tag a few things that are hugely valuable, like airsoft and landscaping. And we're going to build nationwide on these topics because we can. The keyword difficulty is low. The number of hits are freaking huge. And then we're going to go flip these websites based on the traffic they're getting. They're going to get lots of traffic, but we get to ask a lot more money up front. And I even want to point out the difference between that and what we just said. What were we saying? Let me come back. I want to make this other point too about the importance of this. If we tried to sell this website for this Molly with the whole how many ounces are in a cup, and stuff all over the place, the people have nothing in common. So we can only sell for, so much money. And who knows? Maybe it's worth $84,000 on a single sell. But if this was airsoft or landscaping, all those people had commonalities. Now they're going to pay, the people who pay, anywhere from 10 to 50 times over, depending on the track record of the website over 3 to 6 months. Okay? So if we've got like a 3 or 4 month curve that's just cool, right? Then we could sell that for something like 7 times as much as the face value right now. So those of you who came in with 15K towards that thing, and yeah, let me just try to make the point on that. What is that? 15K? Because it's not one website that we're doing this with. I've got to do the math. It's insane. I was talking about being able to sell for, like 5 times your money back. But if it's 5 times 10, it's like 50 times your money back, And that's the reality check, okay? And that's from one website. That's the insanity. While Molly's is doing this well, those same exact people are building up that one. And they're building up that one. And they're building up these other ones, okay? I don't know. This is a newer one maybe, or they just haven't gotten to it too much yet. What do I know? But anyway, yeah, I just want to make the point. Tremendous amounts of money. Okay? So those of you who come in, we know how to do all of this. These guys have silly scores. This is why I brought this stuff up. I wanted to make it clear that this is nothing, right? It's incredible. And the do follow, no follow, we can do exactly the right kind of profiles for this. We know what they are. We can even double check the scores for the best overall do follow and no follows and make that happen immediately. But look at this. How can you have HanaWaterbury.com taking in $45,000 a month, was it, or something, and it's 2.3 for domain rating? That's insanity. Okay, I think you get the point. All right, let me know if you want to come in on that, because I'm going to work that up with direct payments for that, and that's going to be this thing where we basically clone the domains. We'll build the hell out of the websites, decide site for each of the ones that get built in that stack, when each one gets sold off, for how much, okay? We'll set the bidding, okay? So that it starts here and it goes up, right? And we'll decide the exact topics that we're going to do. I frankly love the idea of airsoft for at least one of them, and I love the idea for landscaping. So if we come in and we build up 10 for airsoft and 10 for landscaping, all aimed at the same keyword combination so they can fill up those spots. That's the point. We can do this. Okay? And we could sell websites in clusters. If somebody has the budget to buy 10 all at once that are each getting $40,000 to $80,000 worth of clicks a month, great. I don't know how big we can go, how fast, but in 3 months, it could be 50 times to 100 times over on the money. So my end is to cover all those guys that help make it possible for us to get this far to do this. But I'm telling you, the chunk of training I got, followed by actually going through and seeing what the heck is going on, and then realizing exactly how these guys are doing it, and the fact that they are very quietly cleaning up house in the background, and that we can do it better and faster because we have every tool they have, and we can pull it in more efficiently than they can, and we're even on better servers than they are. And we have better scores. I looked up the G-Metrics score for one of these websites, and it was an F. F, page speed. The domain name belonged to a restaurant in Florida, but now it's hosted on a server in Indiana. A small server, a LAN server. It's like, why are you doing that? So, yeah, I'm telling you, this is pure insanity. And if they can do this, we can do this. We can do this easily, better than they can. And we have all the data at our fingertips to pull it off. And we have all the tools we need to automate it. Okay, I'm in. Who else is in? Who's going to be the guys that leap in on this? This is the Motherlode. I don't think there's anything better than this. I never thought to do work this way. Aim for simple keywords with tons of volume, because it doesn't matter who comes to the website. We get to sell our end result based on the traffic to the website, no matter who those people are. And that's already enough. I didn't realize how much people paid for that. But yeah, if we do them for airsoft, landscaping, or whatever else we choose, then we're going to be able to sell for big money, even though the work is just as easy. Okay, crazy. Talk to you soon.